The sign read, "The Tiniest Academy of the World-Changing Students." By the looks of it, you could sense it was a glorious and magical place of learning. Yes, this was the school to be in. It had everything that a child would imagine: play, mindfulness, coding, welding, STEAM, student choice, and of course, no homework. But it was not like this. It was an unsettled start for the messy, long-haired freckled Das. A few years after he was born, Das's mother passed away, and he was moved from home to home and school to school, sometimes staying only a day or two. Many of the places were dilapidated and run down, and at times you could hear nothing but an eerie silence. But a whisper from his loving mother would stay with him always. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. As time passed and Das grew up, he continued moving to different towns and schools until he settled with a family in an odd, quiet town. This town had a mysterious secret, and by looking around at folks, you could tell that something was peculiar. Even so, Das could still hear his mother's voice reminding him, one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Das attended a school called Midvale Elementary at North Park, nicknamed the Mean School. This place was heartless. You could tell by the looks, gestures, and cringy body language from people that this was not a kind community. This was part of the town's puzzling secret. Das was noticeable the moment he entered the school. For the first time, he had a grim look, furrowed brow, and was glum. Students and teachers would avoid or cringe at him as he passed. You see, Das was sad and heartbroken. No one had taken the time to learn his story. It became normal to be uncaring here. People were sad, dejected, and insensitive. Frowns, snarls, and tears were common at Mean School. Little did people know the one ingredient that could break this way of life was just one drop of kindness. But Das had not found it yet. He continued to struggle and make life miserable for others, even though he could always hear, one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. There was no sign of kindness anywhere at Mean School. Imagine that. Words, actions, and gestures were hurtful, and even upsetting at times. No one knew how to behave any different. Looking around the dirty, dingy, and neglected school that had a sour, mushroomy odor to it, one could sense the sadness. Recess at school was a mess. There was no sharing during teams. Balls were weapon-like, and play equipment was broken and destroyed. Das was the king of recess mischief. He was the leader of arguing, teasing, and not taking turns. Teachers yelled at almost everyone, and worst of all, students would say uncaring words. Despite all the sadness, these words still rang in Das's ear. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Classrooms at Minstrel were no different. They were filled with teachers reprimanding children. Students were made to clean whiteboards and pencil sharpeners and scrub the floors with dash and dash. There was not a smile to be found, especially on Dash. Kindness was nowhere to be seen or heard. Slowly, students stopped coming to Minstrel. At times, half of them would not show up. Dash did not care. He had no one at home that noticed, so he thought causing trouble at school was what he was meant to do. You see, no one yet discovers the powers that kindness could bring. The patterns of sadness, sorrow, and school-wide misery grew, because the despair became overpowering. People acted like zombies, not fully realizing what they were doing. Das's heart shrank even smaller, like a shriveled prune, as he was overcome with emptiness, dejection, and loss. One blustery fall day, something extraordinary happened. A new girl entered Minstrel, a gleeful girl, a kind girl, a bubbly girl, a girl that laughed, smiled, and genuinely cared about others. A girl with a heart so big it rivaled a blue whale's. The girl's name was Truly, and suddenly a whisper filled the air. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Truly angelic with stunning dark eyes, her feather-like hair almost floated behind her like a superhero's cape. Truly beamed as she stepped into the classroom. Teachers and students were astounded. The first words out of Truly's mouth were, "What a lovely school!" Dash stood in shock, his mouth gaped open, and the furrowed brow began to disappear. Dreams slowly filled the classroom. Hearts began to grow, and hope trickled in their minds. Then they all heard a hum. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill our hearts with love. Truly's impact was transforming. It became the most incredible ripple effect of kindness ever felt. If there was one student who stood out as the most inspired, it was Dash. The once abandoned boy blossomed the day Truly drifted into his classroom. The metamorphosis at Minstrel was sensational. Dash's embrace with kindness had the whole school talking. Dash began spearheading changes that he and Truly wanted to bring about at Minstrel. Everyone began to call him Dash the Kindness Kid, and he took on this new role with heartfelt love. He finally began to understand the sweet echo that had been with him since he was a baby. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Over the next few weeks, the school became eye-pumpingly gorgeous. Graffiti was painted over. Smiles were everywhere. Teachers and students began to connect and build relationships, coming together like peanut butter and jelly. Parents were seen volunteering to read with students, rebuilding the garden, and participating in random acts of kindness. Gus's heart overflowed as he was so elated by this energy the community began to share. The newly found the newly formed Random Acts of Kindness Lab became a wave of awesomeness at school. Their first mission to rename Mean School to something more fitting. Amazing ideas were offered, but everyone agreed that one name stood above all: the Kindness Academy of World-Changing Students. With the new school name came a huge amount of pride. Throughout the community, school attendance quickly grew to 100%. After all, who wanted to miss a day of school here? Children would run in the school doors long before the first bell rang. Classes practiced mindfulness and teachers led with love. Gus showed others how to share and care. If there were disagreements, students would find ways to solve problems. The Kindness Academy quickly became known throughout the world as the model for all schools. Gus and Truly were over the moon with joy. They talked about how everyone has the capacity of kindness and should all be kindness ambassadors. This may be just what the world needs, thought Gus, beaming with excitement. Schools near and far began to follow the Kindness Academy's model. Quickly, this kindness movement became a worldwide phenomenon. The leaders of countries even took an oath, vowing to lead the passion and let kindness help inform their decisions. Gus's name became known around the world, and people everywhere wanted to be like Gus the Kindness Kid. Weeks later, Gus felt sad and lonely, so he headed to the office to ask if anyone had seen Truly. The school's principal, Miss Friendly, sounded puzzled. Truly? She asked. Yes, Miss Friendly, replied Gus. I cannot find her. Truly is the sole reason that our school is so amazing now. Miss Friendly paused for a moment, took Gus by the hand, and walked him into her office. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, she whispered into his ear. Holding back tears, Gus stammered. Truly brought kindness to our school and community. She is my best friend and the queen of random acts of kindness. Sweet Gus, it is you who is our kindness ambassador. It has always been in your heart, your soul, and in everything you do. You carry love, compassion, and kindness within you. Truly just help to bring it out of you. Remember that one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, she said. Miss Friendly continued, with a tear in her eye and a cackle in her voice. Gus, you are Truly. She is in your heart. Everyone has kindness within them, Gus. But some people need to dig deeper to find it. Now that we have found kindness, it will never fade. Thus, you are truly the kindest kid to all now. Never forget, one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Use your courage thus to change the world, she said. After a hug and a smile, this true, the town and their world had become a much better place for everyone to live and belong. Dad smiled, thinking how he was a part of a kind family at school and home. This once desolated town with a secret found that all along they just needed one drop of kindness.